what happens if you change the position of the object in front of a lens? Is there any changes we are going to observe in the formation of a image? Is it going to form the different images or not? That you have to observe here. So let me continue. Here, just now I am going to select the object position to place the object at infinity. So we will come from the longer distance from the lens. So that what is the possibility to place the object very far? That we can call it as infinity. So now I am going to place the object at infinity. Are we going to show the object on the principal axis in this case? So no object shown on the principal axis. Just we will consider only the parallel rays. So before going that, just you have to complete the procedure. Okay, here in the second one I will continue with the scale. Just draw the principal axis before selecting the rays. So principal axis is drawn. Select the midpoint. That is given as pole here. After that, here it is convex lens. So convex lens is drawn. Next, its respective focal points and the radius of curvatures I am identifying here. So I got F1, F2, C1, C2, either sides to the lens. Okay, then there is no showing of object. So only we will consider the parallel light rays coming from the object. In the first lesson we discussed object and the, object means here source of light in your lesson number 1, activity number 1. Okay, in that we try to get the parallel beam of light rays from the object. How it is possible? When you keep that both away from each other very far. What they are? One is object and the other is mirror. Then you will get the parallel light rays onto the mirror here from the object. So parallel rays we will get. So here using that same logic I will use only parallel light rays. So what happens if parallel beam of light rays which is parallel to the principal axis incident on a double convex lens? It is incident on a double convex lens. Any idea? That situations will help you to trace the path of the parallel beam of light ray which is parallel to the principal axis. So they are going to converge at a point that which is parallel to the principal axis passes through the focus after the refraction if you use a double convex lens. So which lens is used here? Double convex lens. Okay. So all the rays are going to meet each other at a common point called as focus here. So complete that all the rays drawing using your scale. Now find out that converging point of light rays. Where it is? See, here it is the point. Converging point of a refracted light rays. Right. So this is the image point. Okay. Do you selected any point above the object? No, not selected. So it is the image of whole object, not a special point here, because we are not choosing any point here. So whole image is formed here for the whole object. What is the size of the image here? Do you see any size? No. What the size we are expecting here? Just it is a point where at the focus. Okay. Then is it a real image or virtual image? Right. So real image means the image which will be formed on the screen, or you are able to capture that image on the screen. So that image is called a real image. So here if you use a screen, that means white paper, to place exactly at focus, you will see this red color spot, right, eyes image on your paper. At that distance you will see that, right. Already we have defined that distance eyes here focal length, right. So the image of the object is formed at focus with the size, point size, right? Then it is formed on the screen called as real image. Real image is always inverted image, but you are unable to give any comment about that inverted or erect because it is point size. It is below the principal axis means we can say it is as inverted image. If it is above the principal axis means we can say or we can decide that image is erect image. Okay, let me decide the characteristics of the image here. What we are able to write the characteristics here. So what are the characteristics here? Characteristics are simply we have to say four. What they are? About size of the image, about that formed real image or the virtual image. We have to say the position, right? We have to say the position. Then compare height of the object to the height of the image. Who is bigger, who is smaller, right? So if the big image is observed, that we can call as magnified or enlarged image. If the image height is greater than the object height, then you can call it as magnified or enlarged image. If the image height is smaller than the object height, then you can call that image as diminished image. Okay, so here that characteristics I am going to express like this. So here remember one point in your mind. Always keep that point in your mind. What if the object and images are observed either sides to the lens? Object is left side, then the image is observed at right side, then the image type is real image in case of this lenses. The next here just give it as it is inverted or erect image. Inverted means below the principal axis, right? Height measured below the principal axis, that is maybe image or object. Always that we are decided object is above the principal axis, so we will get only the image distance below the principal axis, not the object distance. So it is inverted image. The next, size of the image, it is point size. We are unable to measure the height of that image. The next, position, where it is at the focus. So if you place the object at infinity distance, that image formed by a convex lens is with these characteristics: real image, inverted image, point size, and it is formed at a focus. So here look at that page number 67 in your textbooks. There is no ray diagram given. If that situation given, that means object placed at infinity using concave or convex, you have to draw the ray diagram this one as given in your figure number 8 in your ray diagrams, 8C and